Roman Reigns just made the biggest mistake of his career. Roman Reigns walked onto Monday Night Raw last night and challenged CM Punk to a match, and what should have been the dream confrontation wrestling fans have wanted for years is instead the most transparent, most desperate attempt by a fading champion to stay relevant by attaching himself to someone who's actually over with the audience right now. This isn't Roman at the height of his powers calling out a worthy opponent. This is Roman panicking because his tribal chief character is dying, his mystique is evaporating, and he knows that CM Punk is the only person in WWE who can generate the kind of legitimate heat and interest that Roman's storylines have been lacking for months. So he's doing what every insecure top guy does when they feel their position slipping. He's trying to steal someone else's momentum. And CM Punk? He stood there and destroyed Roman with one promo that exposed everything wrong with the tribal chief's reign, his character, and his complete inability to exist without a stable of people doing his dirty work. Punk didn't just accept the challenge, he annihilated Roman's credibility in front of millions and made it crystal clear that when they finally step in that ring together, it's not going to be the coronation Roman expects. Hit that like button and subscribe to Wrestling News CC because I'm about to break down why Roman's challenge reveals his desperation, why Punk's response was perfect, and why this match, if it happens, is going to expose Roman Reigns as the overrated, overprotected wrestler he's always been once he faces someone who won't play by WWE's rules. Let me set the scene because the context of how this challenge happened tells you everything about Roman's current state of mind. Raw opens with Roman making a surprise appearance. He's technically a SmackDown wrestler, but WWE doesn't care about brand splits when they need a ratings boost. He walks out with that same arrogant swagger, but something's different. The crowd reaction is mixed at best. There are cheers from his loyalists, but there are significant boos and even worse apathy. People are tired of Roman Reigns, tired of the same character doing the same things for 4 years. Tired of the bloodline drama that never actually ends. Tired of the tribal chief act that stopped being fresh years ago. And Roman can feel it. You can see it in his eyes. He knows he's losing the audience. So he does what he always does when he feels threatened. He tries to attach himself to someone who's actually hot right now. And that person is CM Punk. Roman grabs the microphone. I've been watching Raw from the locker room, and I keep hearing about CM Punk. How he's the voice of the voiceless. How he's the best in the world. How he's back to save WWE from mediocrity. Roman pauses for the cheap heat. But what I see is a guy who ran away from this business when it got hard, went to play fighter in UFC and failed, then came crawling back because he realized he can't do anything else. The crowd boos heavily. Not because they disagree with Roman, but because they can smell the desperation. This isn't confident trash talk. This is Roman trying to tear down someone more over than him to build himself up. Roman continues, so here's what's going to happen, Punk. You and me. WrestleMania. The tribal chief versus the so-called best in the world. And when I beat you, when I prove that you're just another name I've conquered, maybe then people will stop pretending that anyone in this company is on my level. It's pathetic. Roman literally just admitted that he needs to beat CM Punk to prove he's still relevant. That's not the talk of a confident champion, that's the talk of someone who knows their position is threatened. Then CM Punk's music hits. The crowd erupts, genuinely erupts in a way they haven't for Roman in months. And Punk walks out with that same confident smirk, microphone already in hand, ready to destroy Roman's entire narrative. Punk doesn't even wait to get in the ring. He stops on the stage and delivers what might be the most devastating promo of 2026 so far. Roman, Roman, Roman. Do you hear that? Punk points to the still roaring crowd. That's what it sounds like when people actually want to see someone. When they're excited instead of obligated to care. You probably don't recognize that sound anymore because the only reactions you get are the ones WWE manufactures through months of protection booking and forcing everyone to acknowledge you. The crowd is losing it. Punk is saying what they've been thinking for years. You call yourself the tribal chief like that's supposed to mean something. Like giving yourself a nickname and having your cousins fight your battles makes you special. But let me tell you what I see when I look at you, Roman. I see a guy who's been handed everything. Who's had the entire WWE machine behind him for a decade. Who's never had to earn respect because it was given to him by birthright and corporate decision. Roman's jaw is clenched. He's furious because everything Punk is saying is true. Punk continues, you want to face me at WrestleMania? You want to try to use my name to stay relevant? Fine. But understand something, when we step in that ring, there's no bloodline to save you. No Usos to interfere. No Solo, no Paul Heyman, no protection. Just you and me. And I'm going to expose you as the fraud you've always been. Then Punk delivers the kill shot. You've been the top guy for how long now? And what has it gotten WWE? Declining ratings. Departing stars who are tired of your ego. A locker room that resents you. A fanbase that's exhausted by your character. You're not the solution, Roman, you're the problem. And at WrestleMania, I'm going to solve it by doing what should have been done years ago. I'm going to beat you, humble you, and remind everyone what a real main eventer looks like. The crowd is deafening. Punk just said what millions of fans have been thinking but WWE has refused to acknowledge. And Roman? He's standing in that ring realizing he just picked a fight with someone who's going to make him look weak on the biggest stage in wrestling. Here's why this confrontation is so significant and why Roman is in serious trouble. CM Punk doesn't need WWE's protection. He doesn't need carefully scripted promos reviewed by creative teams. He doesn't need interference to win matches. He's a legitimate main event talent who can carry storylines through pure charisma and in-ring ability. Roman is the opposite. His entire reign has been built on protection, interference finishes, constant numbers advantages, storylines designed to make him look strong regardless of actual performance. Put him in a real one-on-one confrontation with someone like Punk who won't cooperate with that formula, and Roman gets exposed. The locker room reaction to this challenge is reportedly ecstatic. Wrestlers who've been buried by Roman's reign are excited to potentially see him get humbled. There's genuine belief that Punk can do what no one else has been able to do, make Roman look mortal and break the stranglehold he's had on WWE's main event scene. But here's the concern, will WWE actually let Punk win? Or will they protect Roman again, have him beat Punk through some BS finish, and continue the same tired story for another year? Because if Roman wins, if WWE prioritizes his character over giving fans the payoff they desperately want, this will be the biggest waste of a dream match in wrestling history. Punk needs to win this match. Not just for his character, but for the health of WWE's main event scene. Roman has been on top for so long that it's stifling everyone else. New stars can't emerge because they're constantly positioned below Roman. Storylines get warped to revolve around him. The entire product suffers because one guy refuses to step aside. CM Punk beating Roman at WrestleMania would open up the main event picture. It would prove that Roman isn't untouchable. It would give hope to every other wrestler that they can reach the top if they're good enough. And it would give fans a satisfying conclusion to Roman's reign that's gone on far too long. But I'm terrified that WWE won't have the courage to do it. That they'll find some way to have Roman win while pretending it's good storytelling when it's really just protecting their chosen guy at the expense of what's best for business. Here's my prediction, this builds for the next 2 months. Punk and Roman have weekly confrontations, each one escalating. The Bloodline tries to attack Punk multiple times, but he fights them off, proving he doesn't need backup. At WrestleMania, they finally face off one-on-one. The match goes 35 to 40 minutes. It's incredible because both are talented. Roman tries everything, all his usual tactics, even attempts to get Bloodline involvement, but Punk overcomes it all. And in the finish, Punk hits the GTS, pins Roman clean, and ends the Tribal Chief era once and for all. That's the WrestleMania moment that would be legendary. That's the story that would matter. That's the outcome that would make this challenge worth it. But will WWE actually deliver? Or will they chicken out and protect Roman because they're too scared to move on from a character that's been stale for years? Drop your thoughts, Team Punk or Team Roman? Should Punk win clean at WrestleMania, or should Roman's reign continue? And be honest, are you actually excited for more Roman Reigns main events, or are you exhausted by his character? Comments below because this debate is going to consume wrestling discourse for months. This is Wrestling News CC, bringing you honest analysis that doesn't just repeat WWE's narrative. Subscribe for continued coverage of this WrestleMania build and whether WWE has the guts to actually give fans what they want. Roman Reigns challenged CM Punk out of desperation. Punk accepted and exposed Roman's weaknesses. And now we wait to see if WWE will deliver the dream match outcome fans deserve, or protect Roman one more time at the expense of what's best for business. The ball is in WWE's court. Don't screw this up.